Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. Hello, everyone. Here's my Muppet smile, just so I can actually have a pose if I have to do an open mic shot, because anytime I do it, I'm usually looking like this. But at any rate, I am 2 weeks post-COVID, 1 week post getting back to work, 1 week post my girlfriend finally recovering from her fever. It's been an event. But we're back. I never had a fever, but I still have a cough. But I'm still, as long as I put myself in a ball gag, like Marcellus in Pulp Fiction, I'll be fine. I can work around. I can work around the patients. That's how they do it in the hospitals. That's what the N95 is hiding. Okay, with that wonderful visual, I can make an announcement that Gail Betchelder and Judson Evans, who have been Stone Soup features before, they have a new book out. It's a collaborative effort called Chalk Song, and they have released it. And they've done multiple features and multiple readings since it debuted in December. We're finally going to listen to them in February, and I'm hoping to make some announcements of some certain poets who have come out with books. And hopefully I will have absolutely fuck all to do this Saturday as we're buried in 18 inches of snow that even I can't keep up with. And I'll be making announcements of when the dates are, and I will not screw up the links like I did with Mary Jennings. I only screwed it up on the on my main website. Unfortunately, that's what I take it from and post everywhere else. Arg, if you went to the Stone Soup site, it was actually correct. So I was semi-right. Oh, Christ. Anyway, I'm digging myself a hole here. And then I'm gonna catch COVID in China if I dig myself any further here. Anyway, I'm gonna catch the new variant. Where did Chad go? He dug himself through the planet, excusing himself. Anyway, more things are going to be coming. I would like to celebrate and honor Black History Month, and I have just the author in mind. I will make the announcement when I know more. And I'm starting to know more. I'm starting to move, although I get like freaking COVID fatigue like in 2 PM now, without eating anything, without having lunch. So that's going to be an interesting side effect for a couple of weeks. But I still have my taste. I'm still going on, still going strong. Thank you guys for being here. And we're going to get to the open mic, of which Mary Jennings has been a participant for most of them since Stone Soup started the online remote viewings. And until I can trust myself around people, we're going to be staying online for a little bit. Thanks to everyone who came. If there's anyone here who's here for the first time and would like to feature, let me know. Thank you, Rita. And actually, Rita, we're going to start with you. Yours is the first name I put on the open mic list. I do a random draw for who's first on the open mic. It's like the Royal Rumble of the open mics. You figure out who's number 1 to number 30. Okay, some of you got it. I know at least Ethan Mackler got that because he's in the wrestling too. Anyway, let's get ready to rumble, but don't say that. Otherwise, the guy who says that in the announcement will sue you. Anyway, yeah, fun fact. I think he got paid $250,000 to announce it when he was hired by World Championship Wrestling. Every time he said that, he got like $250,000 a pop for doing that. That's a guy who knows his stuff. This is a guy who's protected. I envy him. I hate my life. Anyway, let's go to the first person on the open mic who I definitely have to get to feature over here. Let's get Rita Rusty Rose.
Okay, thank you. And because of what we were talking about before, I'm not going to share what I was working on. Instead, I'm going to share a piece called Toast to the Dead. And what it is, it's a conversation with my activist friend Judy, who lives now in Las Vegas. And we're actually, in the poem, we're sitting down looking up at a statue of our friends like my friend Sylvia Rivera and Marsha Johnson, and so to speak. And we're wondering, how are we going to be remembered when we die? So this is Toast to the Dead. Sylvia is boiling beans. Marsha is snapping greens. Christina pats her corn-rolled hair. Nova, Stella, and Marilyn are fixing lashes, and stormy guards heaven's gate, welcoming all who were sent up there. And Judy and I are earthbound sitting amid an effigy for friends who have died, a tribute to queer activism so fitting. Stone cold hands hold warm as quietly we cry. Gusts of sorrow drift within a pungent breeze, touching our faces in Sheridan Square. I hear Sylvia's squeaky remark. Are the chulas already, Rusty Rose? She calls, and then to Judy, Miss Thang, come sit by me. Amused by hearing her ghostly voice, I shake my head and reply, girl, we are not ready to go. We still have a choice. And I turn to Judy and whisper, is it possible friends can eat when dead? We gaze at their sculptured likeness and ponder, when we die, will we be posed here with our friends? Will the artist posture us proudly in dress, fedora, suit, and tie for all our activist efforts? Will this be how we're honored at our end? Sylvia is serving beans and Marcia is spooning greens. Christina's relaxed hair is in a permanent bun. Nova, Stella, and Marilyn are ready to tear up the town. And Stormy is at the pearly gate. His blustery presence upon us is great. And loud and clear he preaches, friends, there's so much to do. Have some fun. Let your hair down. Rusty, Judy, toast us heartily with a glass of gin. Recount stories of our time together. Tell all. Raise a glass for us in our favorite spot at the Stonewall Inn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. What do we have next? Who did I write down next? Oh, yes. I decided to bring one of our phone people up to the front of the line. Sad to say, I heard from Carol Weston last week. She said she wasn't able to make it, and I said, "Well, no worries, because I'm bowing out." But I called her twice, and I called her at both lines, and I haven't been able to see her. Oh, that's a great picture of Carol, CC. Take a look at that. But so no Carol tonight. So if anyone knows anything, let me know. I'll try calling her tomorrow just to check in. I'm sure she's fine. She just told me last week she was tired.
My printer ran out of ink, but I printed it with the last of it because I just got, this is a beautiful colored picture. It's gorgeous. It should be the cover of her book.
You should send a JPEG of that. That would be,
Yes,
people
I
would
know,
eat that
I
up
know. And I
online.
just found it today. I've been looking for it for years in hard drives and stuff. I
Mm.
never labeled it. It was at a number.
And that actually reminds me of something. That something you said just reminded me. I can make an announcement that the archived stuff at UMass Boston that was in surplus and was going to be thrown away unless we grabbed it. I contacted the lady, and because no one's been allowed in the library since I think December, she was so kind to mail it to me. I had it
Oh my
mailed to
God.
I had it mailed. It's only surplus. They still have the stuff they still have the records, the original records in there, but they copies that were surplus. They just said that we're gonna have to throw these out. Or you're gonna have to take them. So I said, I'll take them. And they got mailed to my mom's house because I didn't, as much as I've had a good track record with anything being delivered here, I didn't want to take a chance and lose that. But
Did you get the years I was producer of that?
well, we don't have the tapes. It's all like paper documents. It's even like open mic sheet lists and I guess like pamphlets with like Rick McIntyre. It seems to be a varied list. And I'm definitely, next time I go see my mom, which will probably be in February when I get rid of this cough and not a minute before, I will, because my mom won't get the triple jab. I am going to grab that stuff and I'm going to start scanning like a mofo. And David Miller, who most of you know is a retired librarian, he offered to find a home for that stuff. So we're going to see what happens, and I'm sure there'll be takers.
Why it was supposedly their very first archive. Why are they getting rid of it? And what happened to the tapes?
I don't know about the tapes, but there's probably only one tape per entry. And like I said, these are copies. Like the entries, everything that they sent me is still in there. They just gave the surplus copies.
So you're saying the tapes do or don't exist?
I don't know about the tapes. I'm going to have to inquire about that.
Because
everything I have is paper product. Whoops! I just muted you. I muted you by accident. Sorry. But everything is paper product. So I'll have to have a sit down with the lady and figure out what's going on. So more on that will be announced, but I think we're gonna have some amazing documents to share in the near future. This is stuff I never even heard about and stuff I don't even think the people who were involved with them know they exist. So exciting stuff to come. Before I rant myself to sleep, let's ask to unmute Nancy Dodson, our phone contributor, by pressing *6, and let's have her go. Nancy, oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Nancy, you're. Oh, sorry about that.
Did you say Dad?
You're next. You're next. You're here.
I better get going here and find the page.
Oh,
It's on. Not memorized. Not that good. Guilt. Fear of the thief being caught by God. Possession of my thief as God sees through me. My mission's reflection shatters my insecure self. Guilt, the damage to my melting soul, destroys me and causes me pain within. Greed and desire pervades me. I want and want, but I refrain, for still I have guilty soul. All my love is lust with fiery desire. Guilt at the thought my spirit will die. The Antichrist dwells within. I am nothing. I sin.
thank you, Nancy. Now, who else could I follow that? Who else could follow that except maybe Chris Fitzgerald? Chris, are you ready to have a go? If so, unmute yourself. Yep, you just did.
So you can.
Oh, I just went to mute Nancy Dodson, but then you talked and then you went back to, so unmute yourself again, Chris, and it's your turn to read.
So you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. Some of you have heard somewhat of this before, but it now has a title. It's called Your Move. We live in an entertainment culture. Dig me, watch me, dig me. A screen culture. Watch me, dig me, watch me. What has had the greatest chokehold on the human spirit hasn't been communism, capitalism, Zionism, Islamic fundamentalism. It's been the screen, television, cinema, computer, telephone. And it's not the Russians, the Iranians, the Chinese, the FBI, the NSA invading our privacy. It's you yourself. Surrendering your life to NBC, T-Mobile, Microsoft, Paramount Pictures. The most creative being in the section of the world that's produced, his name was Ralph Waldo Emerson, once wrote, "Life consists in what a man thinks about all day." That screen is not your thought. It's not your friend. It's just another corporate con. What good is sitting in front of a screen, pissing your life away? Come listen to the poets or do something else, but get away from that friggin' screen. Put down the clicker, the mouse and the pad. It's time to engage your life. Life should be lived by you, my friend. Beginning, middle, and end. We're tricked into thinking someone's doing something more interesting on the big screen than you in a screenless life. Corporate con, don't give in. They got a babe on one arm and a machine gun on the other. Because it fills up the screen, we think they're doing something worthy of note. It's a basic thuggery, exploiting the vulnerable. But we dress it up as if it was worthy of awards, worthy of mention. We give the bastards awards as if they did something. Frauds and fartheads Flatheads and frauds. It all started when some nitwit said, one picture is worth 1,000 words. They, of course, had never read a John Keats love letter, a George Bernard Shaw preface, a Vivaslav Szymborska poem. Put down the clicker, the mouse and the pad. It isn't that long a stay. Life should be lived by you, my friend, beginning, middle, and end. I made my mind up back in Chelsea. What the fuck was I doing in Chelsea? Put down the clicker, the mouse and the pad. It isn't that long a stay. Life should be lived by you, my friend, beginning, middle, and end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Nice parody there.
And now we're going to bring it up with Jan Rowe. Glad to have you back.
Hi. So in the weekly from the Black Seed Writers, every Tuesday at 9:30 at St. Paul's Park about Chelsea. Somebody wrote that they had just moved out of Chelsea. Okay, but this was what came out in the weekly for me from last week. I didn't title it, but somebody did. It's called Great Spirits. And it's about Desmond Tutu. And speaking of which, at the cathedral on 2/2, Wednesday, there's a service in the evening for him. So here it is. Desmond Tutu visited in prison Mumia Abu Jamal, who is serving a life sentence in prison. I'm unsure if Desmond Tutu's visit to Mumia in prison was before or after his transfer to southwestern Pennsylvania, around Maxwell or Laybell, near where I grew up in a small town with over a dozen churches. A new large prison there. Coal miners became prison guards. The bridge cannot justify another bridge. The prison cannot justify another bridge across the Monongahela. The need is long gone due to post-industrialization. The new bridge also ends the last ferry on the Monongahela, flowing north from West Virginia to Pittsburgh. There's been a ferry on that river for 200 years there. Mumia reports that Desmond Tutu had planned to be a teacher, like his father, but the law changed in the 1940s to ban South Africans like Desmond Tutu from higher education. Tutu turned then to the Anglican Church. Thank you. That's obvious, right? You don't have to say any more, right?
I don't think so. Thanks, Jan. Forgive me for my coughing. This week, the reason I'm taking so long on pause is because I'm trying not to cough into the mic. All right, and now we have next. I'd like to bring him up a little bit to mix things up. Mr. C.C. Ashagra.
All right, so I'm gonna go with, it's a little bit lengthy, it's not too bad. And Ethan, it would be nice for you to join me, but I think it's too long and it would slow it down. So this is from my new working manuscript. Do you know who your reality slavers are? It's the only piece like it in the manuscript so far. There's about 15 pieces in it. It's the only one I've ever written, which is sort of a historical in nature, but it's whatever it is. Watches and carriages move without horses. Engines, steam, steel, and 500 dead nations. Gunpowder, soldiers, and orders to murder. Kill native people for a 2-week vacation. Hunting and fishing and farms with slave labor. A war, a new flag, a new king says, no, thank you. cannons and fodder of human proportion, the price of a cotton bale and a civil war. A rocketing war scientist is imported. The whole operation under paper clips slip. And NASA goes up, but who cares where the truth lands? The OSS used us and nobody asked us. Experimenting on humans was not in the news. Revolution, assassinations, and hypocrisy now. Radio, TV, and Edward R. Murrow. Who trusts the new news daddy as Walt reads the prompter? Stars are made of race to burn our black roots out. Calculators can spell 9009 upside down. Till how smart is your home that spies on who lives there? One military, entertainment, and industrial complex. Time to relinquish all civil rights now. Agree, there's a new fear in town. It's extinction. Divide, conquer, Hegel and Hitler's on Wall Street. Divide, conquer, left, right, a one-party system. Here comes the truth jesters, and Smith-Mundt goes modern. There's no more reporting. It's now kill journalism. Put them together, and the Daily Show gives up. Carlin dies laughing, and Chappelle gets the message. Right, wrong, left, right. What hate news channel suits you? Just don't vote for the head on the block of your news feed. And when your reaction form pretends it was your choice, when it's time to have a voice, pretend that you have one. Blame Ed, Chelsea, Julian, and ignore Annie Jacobson. Hey, did you brag you saw the new mindless video go viral on a planet where children no longer play tag? How many likes and subscribes can you sell out? With two thumbs opposing in a first-person shootout. Turn on your game console, kill thousands before lunch. Foreign relations and the New World Order owns you as they legalize poisoning food, air, and water. The earth is a stage set for a social system showdown. Tesla and Bohm died long after who killed them. Newtonian physics fears epigenetics. Money is, we spent the gift of life living. Oh, material reality, to kill feelings, breed wanting, and the winner is, we sold the human soul's being. We put a price on all children and sold them to slavers who are themselves in denial, for they have always been slaves also. And the name of that is Turn On Your Game Console.
Thank you, Cece. I like how this order is going. Let's go next to Patricia Kerrigan.
Hi. Short poem, an old jazz poem written for a bedfish back in 2019. The very thought of you, inspired by Nat King Cole. Your fins flare for dominance. Your face disappears under a lily pad, reappears when I hum a Nat King Cole classic. Your eyes beckon, round opal stars under blue lunar light. Your curved lips blow bubbles, tease me with fishy embrace. Your desire craves bug bites, and I give in to your whims. Your lips take what I offer, and like some guys, you swim to your man cave. And I, like you, take what I need. Seek sanctuary within myself, even behind this mask. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. And up next, check out oddballmagazine.com. Today, you can see her work is up there in the form of photography by, excuse me, we actually have two cat themed, two poems that are loosely based on the theme of cats. And it was a nice fortuitous pairing. And whoops, looks like Bill Lewis is coming in. Welcome, Bill. Give me one moment. Shouldn't be that difficult, man. Oh, yes. We have one poem by Richard K. Ostrander, and the other poem is from Tia Paul Lewis. And in her poem, she has she has a photograph to help illustrate it by Karen Sklenny. Let's bring up Karen right now and let's have her read. You won the lotto, Karen.
Okay, I'm going to unmute long enough to say that I don't have any of my poetry accessible to me tonight.
Oh,
So I'm happy to listen.
oh, well, that's great.
We'll wait
Well,
till next week.
not a
Yeah.
problem. Thanks, Karen.
It's been
Whoop, I didn't mean to unmute you. I thought you were done. Sorry. Okay. All right. So who do we have next? Never fear. We have fiction writer, crime novelist, poet extraordinaire, John Wesick.
Hey
There
everybody,
he is.
I have two cover poems tonight. The first is from Brendan Constantine's book Letters to Guns. And Brendan Constantine is the actor Michael Constantine's son, and I think he's like the best living poet in Southern California. Anyway, this poem is called Unsung Cheeses. In the central library, the epic poems of cheese starve for themselves, while unnamed cheeses lose their histories entirely. Feta gone to pieces like the Parthenon, mozzarella, foreign gentlemen graciously contained until spoken. Oh, cheeses of legend, cheeses of Nazareth, cheeses that pray openly in public because everywhere is God. Oh, cheeses of the forests and streams, cheeses of industry, cheeses that turn with the gears of commerce, making and breaking. American cheese, youngest of the contenders, selling out until the world is yours. Monterey Jack, notorious waterfront thug, Gouda temptress and geometrix, modeling nude for businessmen and mathematicians. Oh, cheeses of poverty, cheeses of social security, cheeses crippled and couch-ridden before the television, losing the remote control between thyroidal cushions, nacho cheese addicted to everything, waiting for the telephone to ring, cheese whiz, fluorescent pimp, hustler, and teenage prostitute buying beer with a fake ID, provolone fixing a horse race for La Cosa Nostra, Asiago taking a fall in the first round, and Fontina, Prince of Denmark, your days are numbered. Oh, forgotten cheeses of what? Cheeses that crammed the orphanage, vandalizing churches, looting summer homes, always disappearing in the night, your pockets heavy. Oh, cheeses of the single parent household, cheeses suspicious of authority, Gloucester whispering the the fall of the monarchy, Havarti, fickle romantic, ruining the wedding with your indifference, Parmigiano, playful but easily alarmed, and Romano, leaving your lovers early to call mother long distance. Oh, stories of cheeses I memorize you for my unborn children. Oh, cinema of cheeses revived at midnight in university towns. Oh, cheeses that languish in books like the lyrics of lost empires. This mercy, this forgiveness, these hands describing love. And I have one more for you from Steve Cowett.
Jesus, yay, Jesus.
And Steve Cowett was kind of like the grand old man of San Diego poetry, and he died maybe 4 or 5 years ago on April 1st. So this is called I Attend a Poetry Reading. The fellow reading poetry at us wouldn't stop. Nothing would dissuade him, not the stifling heat, the smoky walls with their illuminated clocks, our host who shifted anxiously from foot to foot. Polite applause had stiffened to an icy silence. No one clapped or nodded. No one sighed. Surely he must understand that we had families waiting for us, jobs we had to get to in the morning. That chair was murdering my back. The cappuccino tasted unaccountably of uric acid. Lurid bull fright posters flickered in the red fluorescent light, and suddenly I knew that I had died, and for those much too windy readings of my own, had been condemned to sit forever in this damn cafe. A squadron of enormous flies buzzed around the cup of piss I had been drinking from. Up at the mic, our poet of the evening grinned and flicked his tail and kept on reading. That
Hi, Bill. Didn't know you were here. Oh my. So let's see who we have next. I'm excited that this is going really well for a reading that started a half hour late. I was going to introduce her as Ari Whipple, but now I see it as Randy Whipple. Which is it?
It's Ari. That's just my old name. It's my birth name on there. I don't know why it got changed to Randy Whipple, but like, okay, it's Ari.
Just asking. This comes up, old names even comes up in my work, all the time, and I work at the VA, so I always strive for clarity. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's welcome up for all the way from the Midwest, Ari Whipple.
Thank you. So I was just typing up some poetry from last April because I'm behind on typing up poetry. So I found this one, Don't Knock These Vibes. I am alive in this moment, 10 feet high, breathing air from above and coming down the tailpipe of the great modern, all gas and smoke, fuel efficient. Those updates didn't take to your phone. Keep to the concrete filters that fill out your face and make you look less like a zombie and more like royalty. You're worth it, baby. Aesthetic, 100% coming, and it's so clean and fresh.
Very nice. I thought you were going to follow up with a cheese motif, but that's nice too. Ari put in as a counterpoint to the cheese poem that I attest you can get pretty good cheese on Social Security, the fanciest of goat cheese. Which I will counter that counterpoint, and yeah, they don't have a sharp cheddar worth a damn though. Otherwise, my girlfriend wouldn't be working. You can't get a cheddar sharp enough on government cheese. Anyway, so let's see what we have next. So I'm happy to keep this going. I did get a chance to ask Kathleen Hulser if she would be interested in reading. This is the first time I've seen your name. If you're interested in reading, please let us know. I have to do call outs like a radio DJ.
I think unless she chimes in, I think she's gonna pass.
Okay, cool. Then let us bring us to, whoop, he's gone, unless that's just another illusion. Mr. Bill Lewis. Mr. Bill Lewis. 3 positions, 2, rotate, 1. Somebody got Bill. Bill, come on.
Where are you? What's happening? Can't you see that I'm trying to get my lighting right? My facial features are blurring out. I look old and creaky. I have nose hairs coming out. I have to fix the lighting. It's all imaginary. So give me a moment or 2 or 3. You know what it's like being me. When you were young, did you have my problems? I think not. You were probably young and cute and hot. Me, I was left with who was left not unchosen. I didn't play games. I was, frozen. As you are probably aware, our Boston Mayor, Kim Janey, has overseen the elimination of camping on the streets of Boston. They did not arrest a single person during this process. So I am just losing my mind. I am so impressed with what all of these people have done. It's an incredible achievement. And I just getting all whacked out about it. And we know perfectly well that that is only the beginning of the solution, but somebody has actually begun. And I'm just like so happy. And so anyway, you know how I get. All praise to Janie, all praise to Woo, all praise to those who will stand and who will do. We are tired of speeches with fine, pretty words that leave people to die on the streets like turds. We have the power to build and create. The work that we do is what makes us all great. We are the people we have been waiting for. No reason to hesitate. We need nothing more. Let our actions today be written in stone. This is our legacy, the future our own. So we have a good world. We have so much opportunity. Oh my God. People are doing such wonderful things, building businesses, and so I'm so excited about all the good things that I see. You know, I'm teaching for MIT High School on Saturday and Sunday, and I just love doing this, working with kids, and they're just doing such incredible things. I feel like an idiot. Why are they asking me to teach? The kids are so far ahead of where I was in high school. So anyway, I am just feeling good. The world is a beautiful place. Go out and do beautiful things.
Thank you, Bill. And now, I keep on going to be like, and now let's hear from Mary Jennings, but I keep on forgetting she's a feature because I'm so used to you're such a staple here. So let's go to next. Yes, the musical interlude of one Pulse of Stone Soup Poetry, of one Ethan Mackler.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
Chad.
That was awesome, Ethan. That was
Thank you.
You're muted, Chad.
Oh, for God's sakes.
You're back.
Anyway, I was telling an embarrassing story anyway. Unmute. And that's how I had my testicles. Well, wait. Anyway, let's end as we usually do with our penultimate closer, Mr. James Van Loy. Check out his column. It's all one thing at oddballmagazine.com, and be sure to submit, and be sure to stay tuned to Stone Soup Poetry, the Facebook group, the website, my website. Eventually, correct information gets posted on there, and we'll hopefully be making announcements for future calls for submissions from other areas, and hopefully some more stuff will be opening up and more opportunities at Oddball. So by all means, please stay tuned. And thanks for your patience, and thanks for waiting for watching the whole open mic. The future is going to be even better. Let's welcome up Mr. James Van Loy.
Thanks, Chad. So I have a piece here called Another Tick. Another tick found its way through my multiple layers, and I did not discover its burrowing into me before it had made a nest deep in my side. I had not suspected they would be so plentiful this early in the year. Global warming flashed like my blinking TV across my suddenly overloaded brain as I scraped my way down to the tiny mite and seized it by its hindquarters rear end, which after a careful tug of war popped free. A black body dead in my hand, so tiny, so limp. If I hadn't felt so threatened, I would have felt sorry for this amazing creature that had so faultlessly tracked its way across my body and implanted itself so deep under my protective layers, all without my being able to find it, despite all my vigilant checks and scratching about my itchy, restless body. Damn the suburbs, I think. I never had this problem when I stayed in the inner city. But then I remember how I tucked my pants into my socks when I mowed the lawn out on the farm down in lower, slower Delaware, and would pick the ticks off my pants afterwards. That was at the beginning of Lyme disease epidemic. And now they have finally gotten under my skin on my twice weekly visits to my grandkids out there, where for decades I never went, the suburbs, which I so assiduously avoided all those years. And the current age crisis I watched develop
in ever closer detail through those decadent decades. Growing is now upon us. And the ticks, those powerful proboscis nosed little bloodsuckers, have decided all my care, found their way under my skin, right down to my lifeblood. And I cannot believe that as a tsunami wave of change that I've seen building and chronicled so long could now break and find me debilitated, sick, so unwell as I have seen others, that I will be of no use in the crisis for which I have so long studied. Oh, just like a careful tick, so stealthily sucking the exact site from which to become the gain, the energy to carry on the life cycle. And let me just sing a little song here. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking, when there are clouds in the sky. You'll get by if you smile through your fears and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Thank you so much, James. Reminder, we'll be putting up the date for Gail Bechelder and Judson Evans when they finally decide on a date in February. It's probably not going to be next Wednesday. We'll definitely have an open mic then, and hopefully some announcements to help us celebrate Black History Month. That's all I got for right now. Stay tuned. I'm going to hopefully have some feature announcements coming up for the 51st anniversary of Stone Soup. I haven't been able to comprehend that until like recent days ago. So I've got to start figuring out who to invite, figure out old friends. Hopefully Tony B will feature in the next few months. Tony B, if you haven't been following her Facebook, is last I checked, she was in Guatemala. And she was actually texting me by phone saying that she was hustling to get to the airport. So I'm hoping she made it. You should check out her Facebook as she's been sharing the pictures when she's able to upload them. And she was doing videos from behind a dormant volcano the other day. So she's got some impressive backdrops and she's met some impressive people. Hopefully she'll share that with us at some point down the road. More to come. Thanks for everyone for sticking in there, and keep on visiting the website for updates. Our feature tonight is none other than Mary Jennings, who I first caught wind that she wanted to feature. I was excited about that. And now in 2022, I finally get to feature her. And now I get to read the boilerplate, which we worked on together. This is the author boilerplate. Mary Jennings has read regularly with the Stone Soup Poets during the early years at TT the Bears. A job relocation to Western Massachusetts kept her from returning to Stone Soup, except for occasional visits to her home turf. Nonetheless, she established herself in the open mic scene in Western Mass, including hosting an open mic poetry venue in Amherst for 2 years. She has gone from writing free-form narrative poetry to writing cinquains, an antiquated short poetic form she has found appropriate in succinctly expressing the human condition. Her poetry can be found on the Facebook page, The Poetry of Mary Jennings, and her illustrated cinquains can be found on her Instagram, MKJennings121. She lives in Chicopee, Massachusetts with her cat Violet. Ladies and gentlemen, from the East Coast to the Western Mass coast to the Detroit coast, to the Great Lakes coast. We are
On the east to the
we are
west.
live, and ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together virtually or live or actual for real 30 to 40 times for Mary Jennings.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad, can anybody hear me? Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, the other day, Chad had posted his entry into a limerick contest where the word prime had to be, the last word in any one of the lines. And his was the only one that I saw with Amazon Prime, and that was a good one, but I had my own one, so I'll kick it off with this one. Miss Brodie was sure in her prime, bragged of it all the time. She fussed and she primped for the girls that she pimped, while proclaiming fascism sublime. One more pallbearer, based on the Twilight Zone episode of the same title. The murder trumpet blares out only one note. Me, me, me. He has blood on his hands, but he sees them as clean and pure. Small of mind and heart, not a lick of blame will stick to him, will keep him from bleeding the world dry to build the monument dedicated to his abysmal view of his own glory. Many a peon tried to bring him to accountability, but he just laughs and scoffs. When righteousness prevailed, he demanded payback for his name sullied, scathed, scorned. Rich enough to buy a Holocaust or the illusion of one, he will exact retribution from his so-called superiors whom he had been subordinate to. You see, subordination was never his style, nor was it in his nature to say, "Pretty please, with sugar on it, that's how I like it," whenever he wanted something. The murder trumpet will blow on the judgment day he created. It's world by the balls time, his favorite piece of fear porn. He has it all, and they want it from him. A safe space, personal protective equipment, stimulus payments, vaccinations, top-of-the-line health care, reprieve from death, eternal salvation. It's as easy as yes, if they know how to say it, and he wants to hear it now. Say you are sorry for uttering the truth about his lack of remorse, scorn for humanity, self-preening, self-entitlement, land raiding, pocket picking, grifting, bum rolling, pussy grabbing, slut shaming, race baiting, blackmailing, body and soul murdering, insurrection prompting, and poor me, who never got past the humiliation when he got called out on the carpet. But he never saw anything so unmovable, honorable, at the prospect of an apocalypse. No groveling, no trembling. They stand by their word. They laugh and scoff at his thin orange skin. There are better places to be at the end of the world, like in the alley with the mangy cat. Not here, not with him. Better to cut out your tongue than to offer an apology he does not deserve, nor a hosanna he never earned. The murder trumpet hears the sound of his own horns going off unceasing as the Holocaust he bought closes in on him, putting him in touch with the death he was shielded from in his gold-encrusted bubble. He got what he finally wanted, the whole world as dust beneath his feet, but no one to give him fanfare or a bite to eat. Poor me. Is there anybody out there? Fortunately, for the rest of the world, the Holocaust was all in his head. This is what poverty and loneliness looks and feels like crumbled in a doorway, crying while the rest of the world celebrates. The murder trumpet plays the blues with the only note he knows. Me, me, me.
Wow.
The Ballad of Significance. Thank you, Chad. What a feast it was to be extreme, caressing the extremities of your emotions, your self-image, a staggering display of fireworks,
It's amazing.
A
I've never
true-
seen her so strong.
a truth stretched beyond its limits, until you noticed the indifference of those who hope to fixate with your drama. You regress, then reassess. You greet each day with a regiment of routines to keep from disintegrating. It's called structure and technique, combined with an embrace of the truth. They will test you and tease you and say, "You think you're all that?" They will pay full admission for the opportunity to heckle and excoriate you because it's their money and they can do as they please. They have no fraction of an idea what it's like to dance when others are watching. They will say it's not decent, but they never even tried. Where is the applause? Where are the accolades? Where is the adulation? Many an idiot, albeit brilliant, who wanted fame and got it, indulge in the envy and acclaim of their peers until they trip up on their inconsistencies. And where did the crowds go? You ask yourself the same question. Your brilliance was considered just nifty, but you wouldn't descend to being shifty. If you did, wouldn't you be fragrant then? The scent of an attention whore. The truth is no longer obvious to the wicked and stupid, being multiplied daily. Tell your truths, dance your dance, and forget significance. Adulation is a trap, but applause and accolades can be sweet when they're earned. Applause dies down, but accolades can last a lifetime. Significance is just a matter of perception.
Awesome.
Thank you. The Ballad of Inappropriate Topics, poem for Banned Book Week, which I start out with Audre Lorde's most well-known quote. "My silences have not protected me. Your silence will not protect you." Utopia postponed, put upon to shut up and and keep your opinions to your... Let me start again, please. Utopia postponed, put upon to shut up and keep your opinions to yourself. Don't bother asking why. You'll never get an answer. It's on a need-to-know basis. Believe her hype all you want about a better world and equality. Cowardice has its rewards. When it comes to the certainty of her position, she'll dance the kowtow boogie and hide her heart. You are only a poet, they say, with a history of running off at the mouth and verbally prancing naked, vandalized by bureaucrats for refusing to go to bed with them. They hoped for hosannas from you, but instead you hose them with unflattering truths. They'll put a positive spin on your words by lauding you for your vivid imagination and for spreading beauty with your verse. That is the beauty of a vacant smile and equally vacant mind, warning you not to discuss inappropriate topics, while she, with the for sale sign on her swampland soul, secures her equality with the bureaucrats and makes only her world better. You are knee-deep in her lies and innuendo about your useful skills and moral character, implying you are only a poet with a vivid, thus discredited imagination. If only you heeded Audrey's words about silence, instead of believing your big mouth will get you in trouble. Your big mouth is preferable to the silence that kills. You are a poet and a provider of services with no need to waste your golden tongue on the ones you helped to prosper with little to no reward for you. Save it for the ones who have been silenced, so they may be encouraged to tell their stories. You have to forgive me, people. My throat was starting to get dry. And by the way, this is not wine, it's cranberry juice. So I'm just going to take a,
I'm just glad you're not coughing because of me.
yeah, thanks.
That was great. I
Just
really,
a dry throat one, yeah.
that was great.
Thank you very much, Sage.
Mhm.
Okay, the She Won't Sing Quains. Thank you, Cece. Okay, the She Won't Sing Quains. She won't capitulate to your fears of powers jerking you around by the nose, not hers. She won't confess, face it. Just because she's fingered doesn't mean it's hers to own up. Stand ground. She won't believe you will keep things in confidence. You've had mixed signals already. No fool. She won't fawn over you. Can you deal with it? Does that make her work less valid? Worthy? She won't humor you. Blunt is her assessment of your own accountability up front. She won't entertain you. You damn her with faint praise. Your affliction is her pleasure. Suffer. She won't take your advice on how to be righteous. Bending over is not her bag. Straight up. She won't live in terror just because she told you, you bother me, leave me alone. Shield. She won't spin her wheels anymore for the ones who reject on delivery. Ride off. The ride. It's coming around again. The cycle of anger, punishment, and reprieve, passed off as a lesson in gratitude, will only drain you, not sustain you. The gifts they gave you, you already paid for. Where is the worth in that? Where is the devotion they proclaim for you at the last minute? They steal your thunder by causing stormy weather in your heart and mind. Then, surprise, they provide unwavering support at your moment in the sun. They know what's in it for them. After making you go it alone, go without. They will forgive you this time, then do it again to remind you who knows you and loves you best. You have better things to do than to tend to their petty grievances at the expense of those who deserve your best. Time to break the cycle, time to get off this ride, time to stop being the ride. You can go without their devotion and unwavering support to the bitter, glorious end. Sing quains of reprieve. Reprieve, the game of life. It hide and seek objective. It's out there somewhere. Let's find it. Tag it. Reprieve from death sentence, consumer society, handed out lightly, judged poorly. Absolve. Reprieve, your past mistakes rectified. Know the path once took. Steer clear definitely. Resolve. Reprieve, reset button to turn back time. Restart the calling blindly missed before. Renew. Reprieve. Beyond relief, contingency includes thoughtful practice of living right, well off. Reprieve. Getting called back to do the job driven away from. Can do, can happen. Plow through. Reprieve. More fuel left for the journey than thought originally. Ways to go. Truck on. Cinquain's for a sane universe. Dissect your platitudes. Hidden story is there. Element of surprise awaits. Revised. Bridges I seek in names, events, ideas, lives. Synchronicity. Let's cross it. Connect. Passion remains after ego trip is detained. Undone pose reveals true heart. Purpose. Major life decisions happen every day. What I jump on reshifts moment. Impact. I too pray to the art of being. Time to get purged and blessed. What I live for. Graces. Get rid of appeasement. I'm going to create. Your cheers not worth my debasement. Play on. Thanks. How
Awesome.
long have I been on?
I'd say about 15 minutes, maybe.
15 minutes, okay. All right. Cool. All right, I've got a few more. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but keep on going anyway.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Encouragement. You are meant to court grace without a trace of regret, to emerge from your cage where your rage was maced. Your garment of armor bears vents and tears from the rogue rats who ate at your guts, but didn't get to the core of what you are, a gem of a runner who raced like a comet through the great green earth as one of a team of first-rate defenders. Now is the hour to end your mourning and rise to the occasion again. Your real self, feisty love. Your real self is meant to be feisty and off limits to those who assign you the role of play toy. Stymied they would be that you don't comfort them in their moments of grift and finkery. Don't be mystified when they change face and slam your name, falsely charging you with the rift in their family. You are free to shed the skin they want to keep you in, tethering you, ranking you, anything but thanking you for the love that you are, your real self, feisty love. Thank you very much.
And get that applause, show that love.
That was awesome.
Encore.
Yeah, that really was
Woo.
awesome. I
Oh,
really
Mary,
liked this.
Mary, you
Yeah.
were
Thank you so much.
fire, girl.
Thank you.
Strong.
Thank you.
That was
I
incredible.
am very impressed. I only wish this could have been live because I can tell, even though we were remote, Mary dressed for the occasion. Yeah, I did one feature back in 2020, and I'm trying to remember if I even wore a shirt. So this was, the pandemic does things to you, but
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Sage.
You're welcome.
Your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm looking very forward to the playback here. You did get a call for an encore, so if you have one, if you're too tired, I understand, but just want to give that option out.
All right, well, if Cece will allow me to read this one. It's called All There Is. Was the moment real if it ended too soon? Oh, I should also, I'm sorry, I need to start over again. And as a preface, I wrote this in response to his poem, The Fool I Am. Was the moment real if it ended too soon? How the heart's thrall last is small, that it's a shame it can't be extended. You try for an encore and force a retrofit of future moments for a similar feel, but it's not the same. You want to cry out theft of that moment, but that's not reasonable. Lofty idealism stays up in the air for so long, then it's time to come to earth and go to work. A different dream will later take shape, and you will want to be there for it before it passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I'm so glad I was able to come to this.
I'm glad you could come to Sage.
Good
Yeah.
to see you, Sage, too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone who came. I just posted, I originally instant messaged this by accident, sorry, Sage, but I'm putting it for everyone here. This is the Venmo for Mary Jennings. So if anyone wants to donate a couple of bucks, 3 to 5, that's less than the cost of a beer if you go to a bar these days. Please donate a few bucks her way. I hope there's a book someday. And I hope you start submitting to journals, Mary, because any of this stuff would have been picked up by Oddball. Don't live just on Facebook. The water is fine. The online journals would love you. I can attest to that.
Okay.
I can
Awesome.
definitely attest to
All
that.
right.
And I can say the same for everything here, but this is Mary's time, so I'm focusing on her.
Does Mary have a PayPal? Mary, do you have a PayPal too?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to send it to my email. Let me get the
I think that's how PayPal works. You just type in your email and it finds you.
You can send me your email later on, Mary, and I'll make sure to post it tomorrow with the picture and with the. Oh, I see it right here. Okay, so I'll post both.
Cool.
And we'll make sure
Okay.
I'll post both when we do the group picture. Speaking of which, time to wave.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were all supposed to wave.
Everyone wave. I cough. The rest of you wave. Everyone waves, and then we stop so the hands don't look blurry when I do a still shot. Oh, thank you, guys. And there we go. And that's for the picture tomorrow. We'll tag everybody. Send your cash, other donations, articles of clothing to Miss Jennings. And I hope the book comes out. Definitely don't be a stranger. Send your work out.
I won't.
I would love
Okay.
you. Everyone else will.
Good night,
It's a
everybody.
beautiful, beautiful reading.
Take
I want
care.
to
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Bye-bye, gotta go.
And this is where I sign off before I start choking on my chips, because
Don't forget to save the chat, everyone. So you have her information. It's the little 3 dots at the end of where you type in, where it says everyone, there's 3 dots. You click on that, save chat, and it'll just pop itself onto your desktop.
And if anyone misses it, I'll be tagging you. I'll be tagging your faces, and I'll be posting that information on Facebook and on the links to the video, which should be up between 8:30 and 9 tomorrow. So thank you guys very much for coming out tonight. Announcements coming soon, and I'm getting more and more excited for the rest of 2022 as far as poetry goes. Anything else? But thank you guys for coming, and keep on coming. There's going to be more exciting people left. Hopefully some more friends are going to be coming back. Hopefully my cousin will be coming back and reading, and hopefully older friends will be coming back. Sage, see what you can do about Deb Priestley. That would be great.
Yes, I live pretty far from Cambridge, but I want to visit her soon. I live far away now, but she needs help like learning how to get on Zoom. So if anyone lives closer and can get together with her, but I am going to go out there and visit her soon because I haven't seen her in a while. So I will.
Please tell Debbie I said hi.
I will.
And tell her she has like 17 Facebook pages. Which
I
one is
know.
hers?
Yeah, it's like the Bugs Bunny. She's like the Bugs Bunny of Facebook. Remember that scene where remember that cartoon where Bugs Bunny plays all the teams, all the positions on baseball. First base, Bugs Bunny. Second base, Bugs Bunny. It's like it's literally first base, Ted Priestley. Second base, Ted Priestley. Like every single one.
She's
So
a,
like
know.
every
she's a
single
very
Facebook
special
page
soul.
could fill a spot.
She's like
First
me.
off,
She
Ted
loses
Priestley.
passwords and has to recreate new ones. I don't even think she can get into half of them. So I'll have to find out which one is the best, newest one.
That would be great. Ted Priestley, if you hear this somehow, thanks to Sage, we miss you. Come back to us, please.
Yes, and let us
we haven't
know, and
seen
we'll
it
help you
forever.
which one is actually yours, and I'll try to do what I can to help you get the rest off of there.
Wow. Well,
We
the
missed
quest
the mark.
quest for Get Priestley has begun. More on that
Yes.
next week, I hope. See you all next week. The show's over. See you next time. I'm gonna have a coughing fit. I'm talking so much. But it
So
was
am I.
Feel better.
Thank
have a good
you.
night, everyone.
Yay,
Thank you.
Mary.
Good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
Bill. Bye, everybody. Bye, Mary. That was so awesome.
Thank you, Sage. I'm glad you
Thank you.
came.
Me too. Thank you so much.